Okay, so we obviously continue the process. You have several shafts to, I again recommend placing the elevators if you have them. You just bring them down from Blackboard and place them in the shaft spaces. And most probably you're going to have to shift the shafts in relation to the elevators. I'm going to do that shifting in the stairs so we understand how the shaft should accommodate the stair as much as the stair should accommodate itself to the shaft. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to do a little bit of mirroring. So you could select all these uh, elements here, filter out everything but the walls and the doors, and do the mirror, picking an axis. I calculated the midpoint here, so all that would come down automatically. So you can just extend some of these elements slowly, and some of these other ones here. You could place a couple of doors, just copy the door and select the door again and just say new host. You can say, give me a big space here. You could change some of this so it's not entirely symmetrical. And obviously here we're going to need some changes to accommodate the doors. So I could copy these elements from here, from the grid, placing it there. So now the door could be, now the door, remember that if we have a door opening to the evacuation stair, it should be opening always towards the inside. The same as here. You could again copy this one here, select the door, pick new host and place it there. So the door should be again opening towards the stair. So I'm saving that. Starts to have like a layout quality. You could also like take these ones up here and create a bigger units here at the end. So you really don't have to create another passage here. This could have like a use of, you could have a space here to enter the elevators, discharge to the center area, and then you go to the corridors as a U shape. Then that means that you could create a couple of doors here. Oops, move. You could do a mirror. You have another door there. You could even just delete it. I'm not interested in here. It's going to tell me that door cannot be there. Makes sense. And in order to align this AL to here, this element, so it comes nice there. Delete, bring down, attach. So we have a big space together with another lab area. So again, you should accommodate this to your intentions of how you conceive the layout of your plan. Okay, so I'm going to do the stair now. I think drawing and sketching first with the LI tool, just creating several lines, and then delete those lines, by the way, to know a bit better where the stair is going to go and use those lines to create the stair. So basically it's LI, I'm going to go from the grid to the grid, so we have possibility of getting the center line, and we do an offset of 3 and 10, 3 feet and 10 inches. So you can go offset 3 spacebar 10. And you want to make a copy here, so that's your line there, and that's another line. You can always say DI to put a dimension there and make sure to here, sorry, to make sure that it's properly set. Couple more lines, one there to get the center. And again, I selected the floor, so be careful. It's thinking too much, that's normally bad. So that what I was changing actually was the shaft in that case. Just select that and mirror. picking an axis, so we have that over there. Okay, so it's good. I'm going to create a stair. So very simple without getting to the details. I'm just going to go to architecture and stair. Make sure you're under the run and the straight stair. So you can select for now just from this point towards this, and make sure you end up with the same number of risers. This 5th floor, you get 12 risers and 13 remaining. That's kind of weird. Let me see what happens there. Let's say OK. Should have the same number of risers in each of the places, so it's kind of weird. That's why. Hide these elements. So probably somebody that used, oh no, it's good. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's see what's going on, because I actually thought it was 12 and 12, but I'm going to go and draw the sections to understand it better. So I'm just going to go create a couple sections that I could use for my latest sheet and draw them here. And I could create another one here. So I guess it's good. We have an even number. So okay. Let's go to the 5th floor. This type of stair again is a monolithic one. So we need to go select the stair once it's done, or before, and change it to monolithic stair. Okay. That what it makes is that in the section it has more about this cut. Okay, it's made of concrete, and it's pretty much casting inside the stair itself. Now we need the tread and the details for the tread and the details for the riser finish. So again, I'm going to go to the 5th floor, select the stair, and I'm going to do the edit type. And here under nosing, you can go and press there to enter another family type, which is the nosing quality. So if you check these parameters, if I remember well, it's concrete, casting, place in gray, and you can start selecting different settings like star nosing. So you go here and say the type of nose, star nosing, apply. We're not going to see much now, but we'll just see how it looks afterwards. You can change the materials for the tread and the riser. You can just change here the materials. By clicking there, you allow to have the materiality, therefore exist a treat detail in the riser, and I think you have to uncheck the slanted. That's the diagonal shape of the profile. And the materials for the tread could be, for example, the wood or any other material. I'm going to just say floor default, but again you can come up with any other material. And I'm going to say for the riser to be a metal. Okay, I'm going to say, I don't know, aluminium. Okay, you say okay, okay. And what we did in the section is get these little details here nicely put together. Okay. So first thing we noticed is that the floor comes here and it finishes in this point. We obviously have to change the shaft to accommodate the stair, both in the bottom and in the top. But first of all, we need to take the stair all the way against the facade. So 5th floor, we select the stair. Be careful with how you select the stair, because you can select the railing, you can select only the monolithic, like the risers and the treads. So make sure when you're selecting plan, the whole stair is selected. And you know that you have selected the stair if it says here monolithic stair, the basic type of stair. Okay. So now you can move and use this line to go I'm gonna not snap to the facade but to the previous line here, so it's actually slightly separated. So if I go to the section, there's a little gap there, which we're gonna fix later on when we deal with facades. Okay. First thing I see, I'm gonna say TL to see how this is that this beam is where I was saying that there's a problem with that. So TL again, I'm gonna take that beam and move it at this point to the landing right there. Okay, TL, this is pretty much how it's going to look. That's going to happen in every step, but again, we need to fix the flooring. Right? For that, we need to fix the shaft. I actually like to do this shaft fixing from the 3D. Better safe at this point. And I like to turn on, let me reset this. I like to turn on the section box and work on the section box for the stairs, because you have to deal with both vertical dimensions and horizontal simultaneously. Okay. And even sometimes cut in, but not necessarily. So you can see the whole thing here. So as you can see, it's difficult to select the shaft sometimes. You just have to hover on top of it so you get that, and then you can select it. If you say edit sketch, you're going to get this line here. Some of you might have it because I created it in the second floor. You might have it up here if you had created it in the 5th floor. Regardless, we need to start snapping or aligning. It's a little tricky thing, but you can say AL as in the line and select some of the parts of the stair here and say I want to align this element. Okay, good. One thing you can do is select this one and bring it out because we don't want that piece of floor there sticking out. So let's see how this looks. Hopefully it works. There you go. So here the landing is actually working perfect right there on the top. But if we check at the bottom, actually, we go to the section, go to the 5th floor, double click on the section. Here the floor, on the other hand, is actually detached from the stairs. So it's almost like flying. So what we need is in the top to be aligned there, but in the bottom to be aligned to another point of the stair. For that, we need to shift a little bit the shaft. Okay, where is the best place to do this? Again, I think in the 3D. So I'm going to go to 3D. I'm going to select the shaft. I'm going to edit the sketch, and I'm going to do a little weird thing. It's almost like deleting that half, creating a line, trim. That kind of shape is the one we actually need. Now, the alignment of this element is going to be to this side of the stair, which is, I think, correct at this point. But the alignment of the bottom area is going to be aligned to the other one. So let me just say OK for now, so we can hide a couple things. Okay, I'm going to hide this partition, which is not allowing me to see anything right now. There we go. Select the shaft again, edit sketch, and now I can do an alignment to this. That's funny. Align to this face of this line. Okay. Not only that, I can actually move it from here to there. So approximately, let's give ourselves like 1 foot or something. Say OK. If we go now to the section, you see how this is actually the section in the front. It's good here. Remember that this stair is going to be copied underneath, so that's going to meet perfectly there. But if I go to the 5th floor and change where the section is, Double click. This is also, actually we could take it in a little bit more in this case, but I think it's not bad. So this part of the stair is also landing properly. So again, some shafts have to be a little bit more complex than what they seem in the first place, and start dialoguing with the stair a little more specifically.